Hey guys. Today, I wanted to talk about
death midwifery.
this week, month, whatever I'm doing these on. The question is, how do you deal with a client that has a family who wants different things done with the body or has different religious views than the client? Example, I'm pagan and my family doesn't know, and when I pass I want to be cremated and placed in a bio-urn so I can grow into a tree. If my family wanted me not cremated and to have a Christian burial, how would you deal with that? Love you and sorry for the long-winded question. Okay, so first of all, I love that question, don't apologize. Second of all, there's a few really quick, pretty simple answers. First of all, as a death midwife, I serve the client first. The person who is dying is the priority. The family is absolutely taken into consideration, of course, but I am there for the person who is dying. So their wishes are the first one that I would take into consideration. Also, there are 5 papers that you need to have ready before you die. And in this situation, you need your disposition of body. So, I don't know why I made that the pinky, but alright, disposition of body is the pinky. What that says is what you want done with your body. It is on paper, in writing, so that is what will happen. There's also, let's see here, your living will, your power of attorney health, your power of attorney finance, and the whole HIPAA stuff that you have to deal with, and like what you want released and who to know what. In this case, though, we'd be dealing with your disposition of body, since you mentioned the bio-urn, and also with your will, you would be able to say what you wanted done for your funeral, how you wanted to have it, if at all. And then those wishes could be carried out. Another document that I would recommend looking into would be your last will and testament. I didn't mention this in the video, but I'm popping back in just to make sure that it's in here. And that's going to be the one where you say who is left what of yours. Like if you have kids, who takes care of your kids. That is where you will name an executor, basically, someone to carry out these things. So if there is someone that you trust to respect your wishes in that way, I would probably make them your executor. That's actually like a 6th document that you can toss in that would help cover this, and it would be in writing, so anything in writing helps a lot, because there may be a point where, I mean, obviously there's going to be a point where you can't talk at all because you're dead, but there may also be a point where you can't speak, which I'm about to get into. In terms of religious views, a death midwife, as I've said, is non-denominational, so we adjust to that friend's religious views, if they have any. So it would be what you believe first. And that is what we would talk about. If you didn't want them to know, then that would be tricky but doable. I mean, I respect those wishes. There are 5 papers that everyone should have before they die. Filled out, planned everything. And I'm probably going to talk about that a little bit on here too, because then that gets into the question of everybody is like, what are the ways? And how can I get that in order? You know? And not only that, like, how would I want to? There's a lot of deep thought that has to go into this for a lot of people. Some people know right off what they want to do, but there are so many options in terms of body disposition these days that the sky is technically not even the limit, because there are funeral pyre ones. Yeah, so sky's not the limit either. for you, for this question, you would need your paperwork in order before you died. Don't wait until you're sick. Don't wait until something happens and maybe you now have a tube down your throat and you can't speak for yourself. You can't advocate for yourself. Because something could happen tomorrow. So I would say, not to strike fear into you or anything, but I would say get your paperwork in order in that case. Since you know that there's going to be a conflict there, or like you feel like there is, trust that. Get your paperwork in order. Fill out your disposition of body, what you want done. In your living will, tell them what you want done with your stuff, with your funeral, all of that, if you want one. And those wishes will have to be honored because it's written. When you don't have your paperwork in order, which makes it sound so like clinical, like you need your paperwork in order to die, ma'am. When you don't have your paperwork in order, that's when things get really gray, and there's a lot of ugliness that comes out among families. I mean, grief alone can do that because everyone responds differently, but then you also take into the fact that everyone has their own notion of what that person wanted. And mind you, it's also being colored through the lens of their own grief and how they're grieving on top of what they thought that that person wanted. Paperwork. Paperwork, 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 Pixie. That was Pixie Pie, Diva Lily 22. Paperwork. That's how you answer that. Get your disposition straight. You know, find a plot. Find a green burial place. Take care of that. If you want it carried on the way you want it, then you have to take care of it now. So that when the time comes, one, it's actually easier on them a lot of times when that person has everything planned because they're not in their grief trying to rush and fix everything. Fix everything. That's my answer. Disposition of body, lady. Anyway, I love your faces. I hope this helped. If you have any more questions, please drop them down below and I will add them into my little list. I would love to take your questions on any aspect of this. Even if maybe you think it doesn't directly affect it, it's probably in the area of it. And chances are, if I don't know, I have a group of people that I can ask and bring it to you. I love your faces. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and yeah, bye.